Okay, it's preparing to live stream. I'll just tell you once we are ready. Yeah.
Okay.
Done.
Hello, everybody. Thank you, Kanta. Hello, everybody. Very good afternoon to all of you who are watching this YouTube live now, and maybe watching this YouTube live later when you get time, right? So we felt that there is a need to talk to you around what is the role of mentors and KRPs in the entire transaction process. Okay, so I will come to the nitty-gritties of the roles later. First of all, I will request Kanta from Tribite Technologies to help us understand how to navigate through the online portal with respect to viewing of the participants' responses, responding to them, and also ensure that all the participants, in the sense mentees, have responded to all the tasks and so on. So I hereby welcome Kanta from Tribite Technologies.
Thank you, Nisha ji. Hi, everyone. Good afternoon. I welcome you all for this session, live session. So in this session, I'll just quickly take you through how a mentor can view the participant submission. So the weekly task, which is shared with you all the mentees. And once the mentees submit their task, right, how a mentor can log in or go through that particular task and view the mentee submission, view what they have written, and then how to respond. So let me just quickly share my screen. So this is the APU website, which all of you are familiar with. So I'm logging in as a mentor. So I have entered the mentor login ID and password. I'm clicking on login. So as a mentor, when I log in, you will see the course, English language enrichment course. You have to click on that. So here you will see the weekly task. So once you click on the task, you will get to see all the tasks which are released in that particular week. So once you click on the task, so this is the task. You can see what is it about, like what is the description or what is the task the mentee is supposed to go through. And all the submissions can be viewed by clicking on view attempts. So once you enter the task, you will see view attempts button. You have to click on this. So once you click on that, you will see all the mentees who have submitted the task. You will see the name of the mentee. You will see when they have submitted and submitted date and the batch to which they belong. So once you click on the particular submission, so you will get to see two buttons here. One is view and one is review. So you have to click on view to see their submission. So this mentee has submitted the task. He's written, he's described what they have understood and they have put in here. Suppose as a mentor, you will feel, yeah, there is some correction required or there is some improvement required from the mentee. Then there is an editor box just below the submission where as a mentor, you can write your feedback to the mentee, particular mentee, and ask them to re-upload or resubmit if at all required. Suppose you feel the submission, whatever is done from the mentee is right, and they have done it very well, then you can also appreciate them by thanking them or praising them. You can put whatever you would like to, comment on the submission. You can type in here, and then you have to click on save button. So I hope everyone understood how you can view the mentee submission and how you can comment on a particular submission and click on save button to post your comments, which will go to the mentees. When the mentee log in, they will see the mentor comments. Suppose if you want to give any information to your mentee, okay, so you have to write something. Suppose if you want to upload a file or a text or any document, you can click on choose button. You can upload any of the document you would like to upload. Okay, and you have to just click on open and click on submit. So you can write, like suppose if you want to write something and give it to them, you have to follow the steps. So once that is done, so again, if you want to see the other attempts, you can click on view attempts and go through all the submissions one by one. Suppose if you want, like suppose you are a mentor or KRP and you would like to see the other batches, you can change the group from the drop down. Okay, I hope everyone is, able to do this. Go through your mentee submission, read what they have written, and then, put an appropriate comment to them, which will help them to, do the improvisation. Or if they're really doing well, then they'll keep continuing the same work. Okay.
Yeah, Kanta, can you also show our participants how to look at each other's, for example, a group of mentees looking at each other's responses and responding to them?
Okay, sure. So now I'm logging in as a student or a mentee. So I'm logging in with the student credentials. I'm clicking on login. So I have logged in as a student now. So when I enter the course, I will see the task. So when I click on the particular task, as a mentee, I will get to see this button, discuss. So when I click on discuss, I will see all other participants who have participated and submitted their task. So I will see all the submissions in my batch. So to see particular comment or a submission, you have to click on the text. So you will see the submission here. So suppose if you want to like write something on your batch mates or the other mentee who is in your batch, you can write here. There is editor next to the submission. You have to write. If it is very good, then you can just type in very nice submission or very nice, whatever you would like to enter. You just need to enter and click on save. So now after you submit, this is your comment, what you have posted for your mentee, which is there in your batch. So if you want to have a discussion with the particular mentee, you can keep exchange the information or any doubts that can also be clarified.
Yes, Kanta, thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Nishaji.
Yeah. So I hope that all of you will watch this video maybe again if you have not understood any particular step. That would help you in seeing how the steps are taking you forward towards looking at your mentee submission, looking at what other mentees have responded, and also commenting on them. Okay, so it is possible that when we are doing it live, we may go a little faster, but this video recording will be always available. So please feel free to come back to this video and look at the steps carefully. Okay, and if there are any issues, for example, you are not able to see view tab or review tab, then you need to share the details with the KRP. KRP will share with the TW department, and they will consolidate the issues and share with the Tribite team. They will resolve the issues in 24 to 48 hours. That is the process that we generally follow. Okay, Kanta, I think we can now move forward and we will talk about the content of the course.
Okay, sure, Nisha.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, everyone.
Thanks for joining.
Yeah, thank you.
So I also wanted to talk to you, to all the KRPs and mentors. After our face-to-face meetings and discussions, we couldn't meet. So I thought it's a good time that all of you have gone through 1 week of online course, and you already have some experience with that. So maybe at this juncture, we should connect, and I can share with you what are my some of the observations that I have, and how we can go forward with in a more informed manner, right? So I'll also like to share my slides. One second. Yeah, so I hope that you are able to see my slide. I'll move to PowerPoint presentation slideshow. Yeah, it's loading. Yes. So the themes for the online weeks. Already you have experienced theme food, and I'm sure you have enjoyed it. All the mentees have enjoyed it, and as KRPs and the mentors, you have gone through all the videos, all the stories, all the responses of the participants, and I hope that you also liked it. After the theme food, the next theme is wonderful nature, and after that there is theme courage. It is possible that we will replace this particular theme courage with something else. Okay, that is possible, but tentatively it is courage. Now, as we have been discussing with all of you, that right from the beginning we were sure that to learn any language we need a sustained effort. Okay, nothing can be learned in a week's time or 2 weeks time, right? And the efforts also should be continuous. And therefore, we have this 9 weeks course for all the teachers to learn English. Will everybody learn English in 9 weeks? I don't know. What we can assure you that we can definitely move forward from where we are. If we are at level A with respect to speaking in English, say for example, we are able to understand what is said in English, but we are not able to respond to that in English. That is one stage at which you are. Then you will definitely move forward to a stage that you are able to respond to the questions in English, most of the questions in English, right? So, but if there are some people who are able to read the text, but not able to understand it fully, or they are able to hear and understand some bit of information that is given to them in English, then through 9 weeks, uh, we assure that you will be able to understand a lot of information that is given to you in English, right? So it depends upon where we are individually. If we are at point A, then we will definitely move to point C, point D. Some people can move to point F, and so on. So the learning is always, it's how, at what point we are at present, and through this sustained effort where we can move forward. So it cannot be generalized, right? But what this program helps you to understand and internalize is that the process of learning any language. Any language is learned when we are continuously engaging with the content uh, in in that target language, right? You read, you listen, you watch and listen, you respond, you talk to your colleagues in English, and that is how you start writing something in English, then share with your friends, right? Pick up a topic and have a discussion on that. So these are the means through which we can learn any language, right? And now that we are talking about English, the same process is being followed in this 9 weeks. And what we expect is, after the 9 weeks course is over, then also continue with this process. Okay, so we hope that the 9 weeks will help you in a habit formation, that you will uh, get into the habit of reading something in English, right? Watching something in English, talking to your friends in English, and all that. So, and this is a process, if we continue to do over a period of 1 year, 2 year, I mean, we can fully assure you that you will definitely be able to speak in English, read in English, teach in English. That is our one of the foremost objective, that, right? That ultimately we should, as teachers, we should be able to transact in English. But this is a very basic level 1 course in which the attempt is to help the teachers to learn English for speaking and build the confidence in free expression in English and so on. Okay. And this definitely will help you in the classroom transaction also. Right? And more that we practice, better would be our transaction in the classrooms. Right. That is why there is this online component, and that is why this 9 weeks course. And if you like, you can take up themes. KRP, the key resource persons, are very well versed with how the content is developed. We take a very contextual theme, which everybody can relate to. And then around that particular theme, we try to get interesting inputs in the term, in the form of videos, in the form of articles or stories and so on. So that is how we are creating the materials, the themes. And several, in fact, all the KRPs, the key resource persons of the Tribal Welfare Department, have helped us in creating the content as well, right? So, and we should continue this journey of learning English beyond 9 weeks also. So coming back to this point on what is expected from the participants during online weeks, part 1. So part 1, because this course is 9 weeks, but we cannot do it in actual 9 weeks because you have schools starting. Already the schools have started on 12 June. You will be very busy, and face-to-face second is difficult to carry out when you are in the schools, and also children have just come. So what we have thought about, and also the department suggested, that we do this course into 2 parts. Part 1, and which we are calling as phase A and phase B. So phase A, or part 1, is 4 weeks, in which first week is face-to-face, 5 days a week, and every day 6 hours engagement. And then there are 3 weeks, 4 weeks, 4 hours engagement per week, plus 90 minutes webinar. So we would like everybody to continue to engage with the course content during the online weeks, right? Complete all the tasks given for a particular week and attend all the webinars. This is for all the participants. And please do not complete the task because the authorities have told you to complete it. Complete it because that is interesting, because it is something which you want to really share, talk about. So listen to the videos, listen to the stories carefully, relate with yourself and respond what you actually feel. There is no right or wrong answer for any of the questions that are asked in the entire course. So please feel free to respond the way you want to respond to it, the way really you think about it. Okay. So yeah, so your performance in this course is not assessed based on the correctness of English. It is based on your efforts to use English. So many a times we get to hear from the mentors or the key resource persons that, some of the participants are only writing a sentence as a response to a particular discussion question. See, if you write only one sentence, is it a good indicator of your engagement? Right? If we ask our students to describe something and they just write one sentence, what is our response to that? We feel that the person or the child has not really found the stuff or the materials interesting, or he has not responded to the extent that he could or she could have responded, right? So similarly here, if there is a question which requires you to have a discussion, then write a paragraph at least. If not a paragraph, say at least 5 to 6 sentences. And don't worry about errors at all. Don't worry about grammar. Don't worry about punctuation, anything. You just have to think about the question which is given. Look at the the videos 2 times, 3 times with the subtitles, right? Keep the subtitles on. That help you in responding to the questions also. So listen to the video and also keep the subtitles on, so you will be able to read what is there, and then try to think about it. And as you think about it, new thoughts will come to your mind, and then you respond. Okay. Do not do it in hurry burry. Do not do it for the sake of doing. enjoy the process, enjoy the course, enjoy the content. These are all related to our lives and we have so much to say about them. Okay, so engage with the content basically, and try to respond in more than 5 6 sentences, 7 sentences, without worrying about errors. Okay, do not worry about it. Errors are natural. In the process of learning we will make errors and that is perfectly fine. Okay, do not ever think that my English is not good, so I will not be able to respond or people will laugh at me. Nothing like that. Okay, come out of it. And I'm sure during the face-to-face interactions, the key resource persons and mentors have already given this perspective to you. So we need not worry about it. Okay, write what you think. So while engaging with online tasks, like I said, do not worry about meaning of each word. For example, there is a story or there is a newspaper article that is given to you as an input. It is possible that several words will be there which you do not understand or you are not able to make meaning of that immediately. But if you read it once, if you read it twice, thrice, the same story or the same piece, you will be able to guess the meaning, predict the meaning of the words. And after that, you can also look up in the dictionary, right? So what it requires is effort. We need to put in efforts. You may also look up that word in a dictionary. But first of all, try to engage with the content and try to guess the meanings of the words from the context. While responding orally or in writing, do not worry about errors. Errors indicate that we are in the process of learning. Express your thoughts in English. You may use a few words from other languages, and that is also fine. So when you are expressing something, and these are the real experiences, real experiences of life and complex thoughts. So that time we don't really get that particular word which we otherwise know in our language, but we may not know it in English. So that time feel free to use Telugu words or other languages that you can use those words. And that is also perfectly fine. An important point in language learning is to use language without worrying about errors. If we become too worried about errors, then all the mind will only look at work as an editor, right? Am I saying it correctly? Is it appropriate and all that? Don't worry about all that, right? Tasks in each of the theme. Now in each of the theme, for example, I'm taking the example of this theme food, and the similar tasks are there for all the themes. So there is typically a video. It could be a story, it could be a news kind of a video, or it could be just an informative video. So there is always a video with each of the themes. And I'm repeating once again that please watch the videos with the subtitles on. That would help you in understanding more clearly what the the people in the video are talking about. For example, in the theme food, we have this task of describing a recipe in an audio file or describe the best wedding food. So think about it and maybe say it once to yourself, and maybe the second attempt you can audio record it, or third attempt you can audio record it. Then there is also another video, and I'm sure all of you have seen it, History of Tea. That's also very interesting. Then read an article on practice of using different parts of plants. And this is how the theme content is organized. There will always be videos, there will always be some text like stories or some such things, and there will be questions, and the questions will have to be responded based on what your experiences are, what you think is the most important thing in this particular ELEC course. Okay, so we would really like to know your responses. What is expected from mentors during online weeks? Now, this is a question that comes every time, because the participants are going through the entire course, because they have to respond to the questions, and their progress is being tracked also. How many people have done, how many tasks, which task is incomplete, and so on. Before I come to the role of mentors, I would say briefly also about the role of participants here. So like you saw in the particular web page that Kanta was showing to us, there were several responses, but replies to them were none, zero replies. See, this is not how we want to go ahead. Please respond to your peers' responses, right? All the participants. We are calling this as a discussion forum for a purpose. It's not a question answer forum where there is a question, I responded, my work is over. No, this is not how we can learn English really, right? If we want to make best of out of the opportunity that the online platform offers to us, we should be able to like read other people's responses, respond to them, ask them a question. Oh, you think this way? I have thought it the other way. And would you like to talk something more about this? Now, what happens? The person who reads your response will feel, okay, this person, the other person has read my response and also has a question for me. Let me respond to that person, right? Then he responds to you or she responds to you. Then you further, maybe at that point you say, yeah, I agree with you or something. And then you can also ask, would you like to look at my response and give your comment to that? Then that person also looks at it. What happens is a discussion becomes very enriching for everybody. And then you are in a natural dialogue with each other. It at the moment it is getting restricted to question answers. This is not question answer forum. Okay. So please ensure that you or your entire team of 10-15 mentees engage with a discussion with in a dialogue with each other, talk to each other over the platform, appreciate each other, and so on. Okay, so this is the expectation from all the participants. And remember that you won't be able to see the responses of the participants of other groups. One mentor, 15 or so mentees, and that is a closed classroom like a situation in which you are able to respond to the other 14 or whatever number of mentees there are in that particular group. So that way it is not much also. It is manageable. You can look at all the 15 responses, respond to them, and that way everybody will feel encouraged. So this is the expectation. This is a request to all the teachers who are participating on the online discussion forum. Coming to the role of mentors and the key resource persons. So in case of Tribal Welfare Department, all the KRPs have also entrusted with the responsibility of mentoring some of the participants. So to that extent, their responsibilities are more, but also they are also mentors. They are also mentoring the participants. So basically, all the mentors are expected to anchor minimum of one webinar every week, which is based on that particular theme. So say theme is food, or the next theme, let me take another example. Theme is wonderful nature. Now, there are already tasks that are there on the online platform. Mentors should go through all the videos, all the stories beforehand. Okay. And think about what kinds of questions you can ask to generate a dialogue on the online webinar. Okay. So webinars are not the places where the mentors will take the mentees through all the questions or all the tasks. That is separate. Okay. This 90 minutes webinar is for the mentees to have a lot of dialogue with each other in English. So mentors can think about, can bring their short videos of say 5 minutes, which can generate a lot of dialogue. They can also think about very interesting questions. For example, if the theme is wonderful nature, then maybe mentors can begin by showing them some pictures of the rainy season or of the crops, the green crops in the fields, some huge mountains or whatever. And then ask the participants to talk about their own memories of being one with the nature, or being in close proximity with the nature, something like that, right? So what happens is everybody will speak in English, and when people are speaking, other people in the group will also respond to them, will ask more questions, will appreciate them. So this 90-minute webinar is basically for generating dialogue and talking to each other, right? So there are like several times we get this question that the mentees may have issues with the content that is there on the online platform, where they have to invest their 4 hours approximately. When should we respond to those questions? So those questions have to be responded in the separate time. Webinar, 90-minute webinar is not the time for responding to these queries. That is separate. Okay. And these are some of the principles for generating dialogue, and these are useful for the mentors. What kinds of questions can we ask? So first of all, look at the content of the theme. You will get a sense of what kinds of videos are there, uh, and hence what kind of more videos or more materials can be thought about. But remember, online webinar is only for 90 minutes, so we cannot invest like 15 minutes, 20 minutes only in watching a video. Videos or the readings or the stories that we use for online webinars should be short, 5 minutes maximum. The rest of the time is for the people to talk. Generate dialogue around the theme, and try not to take questions which are already there on the platform, because they are anyways, they are going to respond to them. Use a open-ended question. This is a very important principle. Use open-ended questions, wherein there are a lot of opportunities for people to think about, respond, and all that. Okay, if it is closed-ended like yes or no, then there is hardly any possibility of talk in the webinar. So use open-ended question. Give enough time to the participants. There will be participants who hesitate to speak in English. So give them a lot of time. If somebody is hesitating to respond at that particular time, say that we'll come back to you later. Maybe after 2-3 other people have responded, then maybe give opportunity to that person, like that. So we have to be considerate about the participants also, and ensure that all the participants get to speak. So this was also my observation when I went for observing this face-to-face workshops, that because somebody can speak in English, a lot of opportunities were given to one party or two particular people. That should not happen. It is a course, and we want to make it very inclusive. So ensure that all participants speak. Listen to all responses carefully. This helps us in framing further questions for the group. So if we listen to the responses of the people carefully, then what happens? We are able to frame further questions for the discussion, and they emerge from what the earlier participant has said. So listen to those responses carefully. There is a lot of clue to what kinds of questions can be asked, and then interest also should be retained for 90 minutes, right? Because if a broader question is asked, one person responds, another person responds, third person responds. So what happens? There is a monotony, right, in the discussion. But if then there is a dialogue, that somebody responds in certain manner, and then suddenly the fourth person wants to reply to that person, or you throw another question, so that kind of generates a dialogue, and that monotony gets dissolved. Online webinar spaces for building dialogue. This is very important, and you may feel that I'm repeating it, but this is the point that we want to make, that unless we dialogue with each other, talk to each other in English, we won't be able to transact in our classrooms in English. So that is the first step. And hence this focus and this objective itself is to generate dialogue and engage in a very meaningful dialogue with each other. So this some of the points that I have already said are here. I'll not repeat them. Yeah. So I think all of you might have already maintained a WhatsApp group with your mentees. So every mentor should have a WhatsApp group with the mentees. So whatever problems they have, issues that they are facing with respect to the online platform, or if they are not able to get a particular question, or if they want to talk to each other and say that how have you responded to this question, what should I say about it, etc. So those discussions can definitely happen over online, this WhatsApp. During the online webinars on food, uh, again, example is of food, but some of the examples here, they may help you in constructing some open-ended questions for the next webinar. So share your childhood memories associated with food. So everybody can share their childhood memories. Describe the relationship between food and cultural practices, or talk about food and festivals celebrated in your locality. So these are the kinds of questions where everybody has something to say, right? So how do we plan for the online webinars? Again, the online webinars are thematic. Whatever is a theme for the week is the theme of the webinar. Okay. And that is because we want people to start thinking about that particular theme. Even before they have entered into the online platform and looked at the course material, etc., they'll start thinking about the themes through that online webinar. But I must also tell you that because of the several glitches, webinars are also sometimes late, but that's all right. Webinars anyways are very useful in building dialogue and discussions, and it gives the space for talking with each other in English, right? Um, as mentors, please frame 3 to 4 open-ended questions for each of the webinars. Okay, so if you have framed one question, ask to 3 to 4 participants. Once they have responded, change the question, because same question, all 15 responding to the same question, other 14 listening to the same responses would be tiring for everybody. So have a variety in the questions, and also change the questions after 2-3 responses. You are expected to keep in constant touch with the KRPs of your district, but yeah, let them know how you're planning the online webinar. So mentors and KRPs should also be in constant touch, so that the rigor of the program could be maintained. KRPs are requested to ask their mentors. The KRPs can have their mentor group, right, in which they have all their mentors, and they discuss about how things are going on, what can be done better, how can we generate more dialogue. So also the planning for the webinar can happen in the team, right? So if the 10 mentors are there with one KRP, then all of them can plan together what should be our content for the online webinar, right? We can do that. And remember, the input has to be short. We just have 90 minutes of the webinar. We cannot spend all 90 minutes or a lot of time in just viewing or reading something. We have to use it for talking. You can also use your own creativity in how you want to plan the 90-minute webinar. But remember to adhere to the following principles of the course. And we have said it many times. First of all, questions should be open-ended. Mentor talk time should be maximum 20%. Always reflect after the webinar is over, reflect how much of the time you spoke as a mentor or a KRP, and how much of the time participants spoke. So it should be between 15 to 20% of the time for the mentors, and rest of the 80% of the time is for the participants. And all the participants should speak, not one participant spoke for 60% of the time. No, that not like that. So all the participants should speak, mentors should speak very less, and participants should take the maximum time. Everyone must speak. Encourage participants to take turns while responding. Listen carefully to what others are saying. So these are some of the ground rules that we will have to, and this is also part of our developing a kind of culture wherein we are very respectful of what other people are saying. So once I have said something, I I also listen to what others are saying and want to know more about it. I ask them questions. I appreciate, right? So then what happens? People who are hesitant and all that, they also start feeling that people are genuinely interested in my development, in my uh, efforts of learning English. I'm not alone. So that kind of a culture we want to really build in the in through this process. So I think Wonderful Nature is already up, or it will be released soon. And some of the questions that the mentors can think about for the online webinar of 90 minutes are like this. We often hear nature is the best teacher. Would you like to elaborate on this? Do you think our relationship with nature has changed in last 30, 40 years? Give reasons for your answer. Now, these are the kinds of questions which will trigger thoughts in our mind. That's why such questions can be selected. And I am sure all of you, if you sit together, plan together, you will come up with several of such interesting questions, right? The fourth week will be courage, but we will see. Several themes are ready, and the KRPs have developed them from the department. So we'll try to see if we can put them in the online platform. So I'm not sure about courage, theme courage. Let's see, we'll let you know. So if it is theme courage, talk about courageous moments of your life. All of us are courageous, right? And at one or the other points in our life, we have been very courageous, and we sometimes feel that, oh, was it me? So we can share those moments with each other. How do you feel about those moments now, right? In your view, who is a courageous person? Now, different people can have different views on courage and courageous people. For mentors, mentors, please keep a record of attendance of the participants and their participation. This is very tricky, and I must clarify certain things with regard to this part. See, keeping attendance is that way easy because you know present or absent, right? And so many webinars are done. For example, in phase A, 3 webinars will be done. So uh, first webinar present absent, second webinar present absent, and third, like that. It's easy to keep the attendance for the 3 webinars. Now you have to also keep a record of their participation. It is not for the purpose of assessment at all. Anyways, this is a certificate course uh, and certificate of participation will be given to all the participants, and there is no grading at all. You may see the words graded, etc. after in that particular compiled sheet, but that is there because there are other courses also running on the same platform, and they have this requirement of grading, etc. And the same templates get followed for the other courses. That is why you will see that graded, etc. But this course is not graded at all. Nobody will get any grade. Nobody is failed in this particular course. What we are saying is 100% attendance is necessary. 100% attendance. Then you will get your certificate. 100% attendance, 100% completion of task on the online platform, and 100% participation. In what participation, what we mean is not accuracy of English speaking and all that. It's engagement. How well the participants have engaged in the process. Okay. So when I say that keep a record of the participants' participation, what I mean is that make this qualitative comments, right? This particular person, this teacher particularly, madam has just started conversing in English, but she is hesitant. Maybe in forthcoming webinars, when we give her more opportunities, she will be able to participate better like this. So it is only for our records that where people have started and where they are now. Some sense we need to have, no? That is why. Otherwise, there is no purpose. And I would also request mentors to uh, understand people's participation very sensitively, understand where they are, what are the challenges they are facing. Yeah, that would be an important input. What are the challenges they are facing, and how are they trying to cope with it, or how are they going to respond to it? Say, for example, some part you can also observe that some of the participants are very curious, and they are trying to understand a particular text, and after that they post their responses also in the WhatsApp group, and they raise queries regarding the meaning of certain words or meaning of certain statements in the article, and so on. So these are the kinds of qualitative comments I am talking about. This is not about qualitative remarks on anybody's English language proficiency and all that. And this is purely from the perspective of getting sense of how it has been helpful, not helpful for the teachers who are investing so much of their time and energy into this course. Purely with that perspective, I'm saying that keep uh, some kind of record, right? I hope this is clear. Yeah, maintaining data is another thing, because we are really working at scale, and we have thousands of teachers now who are taking this course. So KRPs are responsible for keeping that data and ensuring that they are able to follow it up. Okay. So this is all from my side for today. And I think this was required because we should be on a common page with respect to what we are expecting, what we are thinking, what is the perspective behind this course. And there shouldn't be any kind of misunderstanding. And that is why I thought that let us have this discussion today with you. There are a couple of more things that I want to talk to you. So, as I said in the beginning, this is a beginning of English language learning for many teachers, and it has been long time since they are in the service, and they have been teaching in Telugu medium, and there hasn't been so many opportunities for them also to speak in English and so on. So take this slowly, take it slowly, and we are always there. We will develop more courses, more themes, and we will continue this journey. And even if we are not there, in the sense, key resource persons are there who have helped us in designing several themes. So they can take the initiative even after the 9 weeks are over. And they can develop weekly themes, weekly questions, and all of you can come together on a platform, share the content and talk about it. So that way this process can really keep on going beyond the 9 weeks. One another thing is that now the students are in our classes, and this is English medium. So some of the principles are important to keep in mind. And I will go back to the principles that Stephen Krashen has talked about. Basically, give very interesting input to the children also, which is at the I+1 level, wherein the students are able to understand and also are able to feel something which is challenging for them, right? And give them a lot of exposure to English through videos, through stories, a lot of storybooks and so on. And they will pick it very quickly. They will learn, children generally learn very quickly if very meaningful uh, exposure to English, which is at their level +1, right? I+1 level, which we have discussed several times. It is there, the input is at a comprehensible level, then they will definitely understand it. So, and definitely anxiety-free environment in which they feel safe. They also should appreciate that this is a place of learning, and errors will be there, and our errors are not looked down upon, but we know that because we are learning, we are making these errors. And one day, definitely, as we continue this process, with the sustained efforts, we'll all learn to speak in English, right? So I think we can stop here for today. Unfortunately, I'm not able to see your comments because let me make an attempt to see if I can look at some of the questions. If you have any, I can take them and then maybe we can close because we have 10 more minutes. So give me a second. Let me see if I can go to YouTube Live where you may be posting your questions. Let me make an attempt to see if I can look at some of the questions. If you have any, I can take them and then maybe we can close because we have 10 more minutes. So give me a second. Let me see if I can go to YouTube Live where you may be posting your questions. Let me make an attempt to see if I can look at some of the questions. If you have any, I can take them and then maybe we can close because we have 10 more minutes. So give me a second. Let me see if I can go to YouTube Live where you may be posting your questions. Okay, so I think at the moment I'm not able to see your questions. I really thank you all for joining the webinar today. It was a very short notice for all of you. Maybe next time onwards, we will give you at least 2 days advance notice. And if you have any questions and so on, please collate or you can share it with the KRPs, the key resource persons. And there is a group wherein KRPs are there, so they can also post it. And maybe for all 10, 15, whatever number of questions we have, we can have another webinar for everybody. Okay. One comment I saw that some of the videos are difficult. Okay, so we will try to see that we post easier videos or we have options in the videos, right? From your side, what you can do is watch the videos 2-3 times. It will help. In one go, we may not understand. Do it for second, third time, fourth time. Switch on the subtitles. Okay. The KRPs or the mentors will help you in switching on the subtitles so that you will see what is being said also written at the bottom of the screen. Then there is another strategy wherein you can reduce the speed of the video. Okay, if you go to settings, there is this background speed option. And in the background speed option, you can actually choose, do you want 50% of what the speed is now or 75% and so on. So change that option. That also helps. But meanwhile, I'll also talk to the team here and the key resource person, and we'll see if we can give even simpler videos on the themes. Yeah, we can do that. And another thing we can do is also watch it together with the other participants. If they are close by geographically, then you can watch them together and then try to make sense of it together, help each other. That also can be done. But we will also work from this side to give you simpler videos. Okay, so thank you everybody and all the best. I hope you enjoy this journey of learning English.